What's up, guys? So today you are going to be wrapping up the Bromo Blue Lab. Yesterday you should have gotten all of your data. You should have ran both tests, the resting trial and the exercise trial. Today we are going to create our graphs for this. You'll see here in part 3 it says data analysis. In this, it tells you to use Google Sheets or graph paper. You're going to do this on Google Sheets, and then you're going to insert the pictures into these two boxes. And I'm actually going to have you create a third graph, which we'll walk through here in just a minute. So you're going to start with your data tables from part A and part B. Okay, so the first two trials. So what I'm going to ask you to do first is you're going to go through here. You're going to highlight that entire table, and then you're going to copy that and paste it over into a Google Sheet. So you need to open up a brand new Google Sheet, and you're going to paste your data table into that sheet like this. Okay, so then you'll grab that second one and you're going to paste it in as well. So you have your resting trial, you have your exercise trial. Okay, so today on Monday, you should have inserted all this information for you and your partner. And then you should have averaged each of the students, and then should have averaged trial 1 and trial 2 altogether. So this is going to be the number that we really want to look at today, is the averages. Okay, so a couple ways we're going to go about this. Once we have our data table completely lined up here, okay, we are going to take these two numbers. So this is my average for the resting trial. We're going to want to put these into a different table just to make it a little easier. So on this same Google Sheet, I want you to set it up exactly like I have it here. So you're going to create two small tables where it's going to have resting trial averages, trial 1, trial 2, and then exercise trial averages, and then trial 1, trial 2. You'll create these, okay? So you're not going to copy and paste that from anywhere. You're just going to create those. And then you're going to take these two numbers. So these are your averages for the first two trials. So trial 1, trial 2 for the resting trial. I'm going to copy those, and I'm going to paste those over in, nope, that didn't work. So I might just have to type this in. So 11 and then 11.8, and I'm going to round it to 8.6. 2 decimal places is a good place to go. So then exercise trial, I'm going to insert these two numbers as well. So 6.95, and then I will have 7.45. Okay. So these are going to be where we get our first two graphs from. Okay, is these two data tables. So once we get these numbers in here, we really don't need to use this whole thing at all. Okay, so we're going to go over here to this table, the resting trial averages. So trial 1, our group averaged 11 seconds. For trial 2, our group averaged 11.86 seconds for the solution to change color. Once we have these 4, or I guess these 6 boxes highlighted, we're going to go up here to insert, and then we're going to hit chart. Okay. That's going to throw up some random chart. It's probably going to throw up a pie chart. If it does, we have to edit this because we don't want a pie chart. We want a bar graph. Okay, so over here you're going to see pie chart. We're going to take that and we're going to turn that into a column chart here. Okay, so you can just click that there, and then that will give you a graph that looks similar to this. Okay, this is really good and really where we want that data to be for this first trial. Okay, so one other thing I'm going to ask you to do here, okay, so don't get too confused here. Make sure you're slowing down and follow through. If you need to rewind this video a few times, make sure you do that. Over in this chart settings, okay, there's one thing that I want you to do just so everybody can see the same thing. This button that says customize, you're going to click that. And then where it says vertical axis, you're going to click on that. And then here where it says minimum, maximum. The minimum value, we're going to type 0. The maximum value, we're going to type 12. Now, I'm putting 12 because none of my numbers went above 12. Okay. So for you, if you had an average that was over, let's say 13, I want you to, in that max column or in this max box, you're going to put the next number that's higher than your highest average. Okay. So if this was 15, in this max, I'm going to put 16. Okay. And that's just going to allow the graph to fit well within the space that we create. Okay. If your highest average was 10, then I'm going to put 11 here. Okay. So you need to make sure you do that. Once that's done, this graph is good to go. So you can actually copy this graph and then paste it over into your Google Doc. So just like click into this box, hit paste. It doesn't matter whether you link it or not. Just hit paste and that'll put the chart in there. Okay, so that's one graph down. So now we need to go to the other graph. Again, we're going to have our averages here. We're just going to copy this, insert chart. Again, change it to, I want a column chart. So I'm going to go down to where it says column. And again, that'll give me this. Now notice the highest number I have on here is 8. Okay, I'm going to go back to my customize, vertical axis, and then I want this to be the exact same as the first graph. Okay, so I did 0 as my minimum, and I did 12 as my maximum. And I want it to be like that. What that's going to allow us to do is put these graphs side by side and compare them on the same scale. Okay, so you should see that. That's what we really want to see. So both graphs are stretching to 12. This obviously is showing me a much lower result than this. That's what we really want to see. So I'm then going to take this. Nope, sorry, get out all that. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to take this over here and paste into that doc. Okay. So there's your two graphs that you really need to have. Okay, those are going to be great for you to analyze this data. There is one more graph that I want you to create. Okay, and it's going to be the same process, but you're going to have to create one more data table. Okay, so we're actually going to average the two averages that we have in these two data tables. Okay, so the easiest way to do this is if you want to do it on your calculator, do it on your calculator. I like Excel, so I'm just going to type it into Excel. However you want to do it, it's completely up to you. But this resting trial, I'm going to average these two numbers. For the exercise trial, I'm going to average these two numbers. Okay, so again, this is a data table that you'll want to create in this Google Doc as well. And then you'll insert those numbers. So I'm going to type in a formula for Excel or Google Docs, Google Sheets to automatically calculate that, but you can calculate it on your calculator and then type it in if that's easiest for you. So I'm going to go equals sum, highlight those, parentheses, divide by 2. So that's 11.43. That's the average of those. And then my exercise trial, I'm going to go equals sum, parentheses, highlight, parentheses, divide by 2. So there's my two averages. Okay, so then I'm going to highlight this, insert chart. Again, make it a column chart. And then again, I want to make sure that my vertical axis is 0 and 12. And then what this gives me is a graph that is comparing the two trials. Okay, so the resting trial and the exercise trial. Okay, once you create that, I want you to copy. Sorry, see if I can. Oh my gosh. Copy, and then over in your doc, just underneath this, above this first question, you're just going to paste that there. Right there. So your three graphs should look like this. Okay. And then once that is done, you're going to work through the follow-up questions here at the bottom, and then you are going to submit that onto Canvas. Okay, so make sure you do that. And then the last thing you'll do today is you will take notes over photosynthesis, which I need you to get done before class on Wednesday. Super simple, short, to the point. Everything should be fairly easy. If you're having any issues, shoot me an email. I'll try to get to you. If not, ask your peers. Rewind this video, go back, take it slow, take it step by step if you need to. Again, if you're having any issues, let me know. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you on Wednesday.